I barely ever get to visit my mom. She's a tiny old lady in a tiny old house, hours away from me. Of course, she was excited to see me when I came down to visit. We spent most of the day sharing stories about our current lives and her consistent teasing. I still haven't got married yet, and she likes to tease me about it. I brought up something I hadn't thought of before. Hey mom, do you still have those home videos on tape? She looked up at me, taking a second to stop sewing, and said, of course I do. They're in the attic if you want to go check it out. She gave me a sweet smile she always had. I thanked her, and I hurried up to the attic to find my home videos. My childhood had always been a blur to me. I forgot most of it now, stuck in the harsh reality of the world. So finally, I could take a bit of time to appreciate my youth. I stumbled across a box of tapes with home videos written on it in a Sharpie. I packaged them in my suitcase for when I got home so I could have more time to relive my childhood. After a couple of days, I headed my way back to the place I call home. I rushed through the door, extremely excited to start watching the tapes. I'd been anticipating this moment all week and finally was able to chill and relax. I picked up the tape that was named 1999 to 2001. I was born in 1999, so this was the first tape of all. I loaded it in and sat back on my couch. It showed some small clips of me climbing up on a baby toy and drooling all over my plastic action figures. This only lasted about 10 minutes, then something strange happened. It was me, but there was a little girl next to me, and a little bit younger. My mom was referring to her as my little sister. I found that strange considering I was an only child. I brushed it off quite quickly, but then again, she was there. My little sister I never had. I took the tape out and put the next one in, hoping it was just some weird paranormal that could be explained. 2002 to 2005. I pushed it in once again and sat down to enjoy. It showed me as a tiny, fragile little boy shoving cake into my face as a child, then bursting out into laughter. Then, once again, she was there. Dylan, say hi to your sister. My mom pointed at her, and I waved. What the hell? I thought out loud. I paused it and decided to keep watching. I wanted to know how this was happening. I fast forwarded a couple minutes and yet another strange appearance. A dog? I'd never had a dog. It could have been twisted memories, but I swear my dad was allergic to them. My dad wasn't ever super significant in my life, but he was there until I turned 18. I felt sick to my stomach. This had to be fake. It was some stupid joke, but how would they get these videos and completely alter them? Once again, I put in another tape labeled 2005 to 2010. I bit my lips so hard it could have been bleeding. My fist tightened as I was prepared for what was coming next. My little sister was now older, and her face was more developed and recognizable. I'd never seen her before, but she did look like me. How could I have gone this long without knowing I had a sister and a dog? What was happening? My mind was spinning with conclusions and assumptions. I pressed play and there were videos of me and my sister on the playground, and even the dog jumping into a lake with us swimming around it. I almost vomited sitting there watching the childhood I didn't remember. I decided to put the next tape in. I grabbed the tape named 2011 to 2016. I tightened my grip on it, now getting all my sweat on the tape. I forced myself to watch it. I wanted answers. It showed me and my sister doing arts and crafts, school stuff, etc. Then once I had turned 15, there was a video of me on my birthday. My sister was there hugging me and even giving me a slice of cake. She seemed very kind and loving. Eventually, at this party, it was time to take some pictures, and the person filming it was from the side. It couldn't have been my dad because he was in the video. I guess he had someone else take it. This was when I realized my mom was in the video. The dad in the video didn't look like mine that I know today. I gave in and eventually ran to the bathroom and vomited. I calmed myself down. I decided to call my best friend over, Blake, and have some company. He sat next to me, asked me what was wrong, and I told him everything. He looked at me as strange and said, "You don't remember your sister Kate?" My heart dropped when I heard those words. What the hell was happening? Nothing made sense. I begged him for answers. He eventually started to get frightened by me and told me, "Okay, man, I don't know what's gotten into you. You always had a sister, you always had a dog. What the hell else do you want me to say? Do I need you bring you to a mental hospital?" He was getting frustrated with me, and now I only wanted to know the answer to one question. I looked up at him slowly and asked, "Where is my sister?" He gazed over to the wall and looked back at me. "She's been missing since 2016. What? How? Where?" So many questions filled into my mind. "Oh, also Dylan?" He looked at me with concern in his eyes. "Your mom has been dead since you were little." In shock, I passed out, and I assume he took me to the hospital. I woke up in a bright white room of a hospital, and the TV was playing a cartoon show. After a few days, I returned home feeling weak and confused. I decided to play the last tape, 2017 to 2019. 2019. I held my breath once again and prepared for whatever would happen. I'd shoot my school prom, then graduation, and etc. Then a video of me. This doesn't sound crazy or anything, but it was me visiting my mom at her house. I was so confused. Blank had said my mom was dead, but I had recently visited her. I was so confused. It was on camera, but who's filming it? It wasn't either of us. I sank into my couch feeling exhausted and weak. Nothing adds up. I don't know what to do anymore. I did research and I think I might have entered a different reality. Like I had somehow switched, but that doesn't matter. I sit on the couch holding my wife close to me. Her smile always made me feel warm. Warm.